You mean to tell me that you're going to be able to supersede your child's susceptible influence for these types of nuances of society? You think you're actually going to be able to curb them from, partaking in, I mean, now you've got tweens and 8-year-olds partaking in sexual-related type of activity, and this is becoming the norm. This is becoming the norm in America. So that's why I'm saying, I mean, do you really think that you're going to be able to be the appropriate parent to not only shield them from this nonsense, but to be able to give them the mental capacity to be able to interpret this in a way where they realize that this is not normal when everyone in America is doing it?
Actually, yeah. I think I have a solution. You beat the living shit out of them if it happens.
No, well, hey, it doesn't work. You know what happens when you beat the living crap out of them? They become these, pseudo nutcases that like being choked while, being banged, or like being tied up and bull gags in their mouth and stuff like. I'm not kidding. That beating your children does not work. All right, I know all you idiots think that I'm gonna go out and beat my children's ass and I'm gonna whoop them. I mean, this is why they get these complexes that you see that are now fetishes in today's society. All right? I mean, it's not a joke. All right? I mean, you think this is a joke out here. Why do you think these people like this sick, sadistic garbage? It's not a joke. All right? I'm just saying to the kids out there, you need to live lavish. And if you want children, why don't you adopt some of these kids that these freaking losers don't want anyway? You know what I'm saying? I mean, some of these kids, believe it or not, would be more loyal to you than your own kid, They'd be more loyal to you. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have kids. Hey, to each their own. I'm not saying, hey, don't do this, don't do that. All I'm saying is we got a whole gang load of children in orphanages right now that are being taken care of by the state that I guarantee would actually be better productive members of society had, productive members actually adopted these children. A good example, there's a bunch of examples, but a good capitalist example of somebody who was brought up in an orphanage was the individual who made Wendy's. Yeah, Dave Thomas. Dave Thomas was actually adopted. He was the guy that not only created Wendy's, but he helped Colonel Sanders create Kentucky Fried Chicken. Now, why exactly did Dave Thomas become, this kind of restaurateur, entrepreneur? Well, first of all, he had the opportunity here in America. But secondly, he was adopted by a family that ran a small restaurant. You understand? And he got acquainted with the business and didn't just sit down and play with his pecker shaft, and he utilized everything that all the knowledge that he obtained while learning there to be something better and bigger. So all I'm saying is that, I believe that it's easier to, have a family of adopted children in this day and age who have already seen the pitfalls of the bowels of society. Remember, children in orphanages, they've already seen the hideousness of humanity. They can see humanity scorned. In a variety of different fashions. The mean, idiots that are running the orphanage, the mean, bully-ass, disgusting, half-criminal kids that are in the orphanages, for Christ's sake. I mean, they've already seen everything. When you try to raise your child shielded from this, they are but just curious. Even if you try to spend money to put them into private schools, you try to shield them from the world, they're going to have friends, they're going to have TVs, they're going to have the internet, and lo and behold, they're going to be susceptible to this, So that's all I'm saying, folks, all right? And I find it funny also, moreover, that these stupid bimbos like Madonna and Angelina Jolie, they sit here and try to be Miss Humanitarians over here, but they adopt, children from, other countries when we've got millions of children in this country right now that could use their kind of lifestyle after being abused by an incompetent orphanage system. So anyway, I didn't mean to go off on that tirade. 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. I want to hear from you. We're supposed to be talking about California being struck down by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has made it the law of the land that you can now buy a violent video game if you're under the age of 18. Yes, we can. All right. As a matter of fact, we're already 5 minutes into the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. I would like for everybody to please retweet the broadcast, all right? Go to the social networks. Go to the forums. Go to the blogs. And spread it around like wildfire. And let everybody know that we're in effect in the house, all right? We got all kinds of buttons underneath the player there, all right? All kinds of little Facebook like buttons and all that stuff. Use and abuse those buttons, baby. Anyway, let me move on to another subject matter here. I want to talk a little bit about Hugo Chavez, which is the leader of Venezuela. And for you folks that don't know Venezuela, it's one of the leftist strongholds out there in South America. You know, while South America has a whole bunch of, capitalist or pro-capitalist type civilizations budding out of third world, we've got dumbass Hugo Chavez sitting over here, holding hostage the natural resources of oil so that he can be, some superior secular dictator like most communist ass clowns are, like Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-il, Ho Chi Minh, Mao Zedong, Lenin, Stalin, like all these idiot, dumb, secular ass clowns that try to supersede life themselves. But anyway, Mr. Chavez, Mr. Revolutionary over here, it seems to me like he's dying. Reports are coming out that Hugo Chavez took a secret trip to Cuba, because, what do you think keeping Fidel Castro alive, for Christ's sake? I mean, Fidel Castro made sure that he invested a lot of money in education, specifically in the medical field, so that he could keep this stupid sack of bones alive. Anyway, we have Hugo Chavez reportedly in a prison, all right? In a prison, excuse me. I wish he was in a prison. He was in a Cuban hospital, excuse me. He's in a Cuban hospital. That's a little Freudian slip there. I wish he was in prison. He's in a Cuban hospital clinging to life, from what I understand, all right? Clinging to life, and according to reports, he was supposed to have some kind of surgical procedure on a prostate abscess. An abscess on the prostate. Other reports are saying that, he is possibly suffering from prostate cancer. And, he's clinging on to life. He's not necessarily coming out on his little Twitter account. Believe it or not, this stupid fat scumbag actually has a Twitter account. But believe it or not, he doesn't seem to have come out of surgery with, some kind of pro-propaganda video of him looking strong. So it seems to me that we may possibly have the death of Hugo Chavez at any point in time. And for all you folks that don't know who Hugo Chavez is, this is a leftist communist jerk dick that recently made himself dictator for life in Venezuela. And people in Venezuela have been trying to go up in arms about this, but like typical communists, he made sure to imprison these people, torture them, execute them, throw them in prison, that sort of thing. So, to see Hugo Chavez, clinging to life, thinking that he's some kind of secular god, by dictating these, leftist doctrines in his country. I mean, I think it's great. I think, Hugo Chavez, this right here, I'm gonna take a drink right now. This is to the death of Hugo Chavez, baby. And this is to a pro-democracy coup coming into Venezuela so that we can have some foreign investment in Venezuela. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I mean, if they open their markets out there once again in Venezuela, I'd be one of the first people out there looking for some investment opportunities. You understand? 646-652-4869. This is to the death, baby. To the death of Hugo Chavez, baby. Let me go ahead and take a sip here. Very good. Very good. Let me see. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. I want to hear what you have to say about Hugo Chavez, this Venezuelan dictating piece of nonsense. 956, what's up? You're on the horn.
Time to say goodbye.
Stupid dumbass. You notice that, he tried to, sit here and sing this stupid Soviet national anthem, but he couldn't talk about Hugo Chavez clinging to he couldn't talk about Hugo Chavez clinging to life, baby. Woo! As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and chug this here. All right, where's the? Give me a drink. Give me a drink, for Christ's sake. Give me another beer, engineer. The hell is this? Oh, hey, we got some new beer, and I like imported Mexican beers. I like German beers. I'm a connoisseur, folks. There's a lot of assholes out there that like to claim that I'm an alcoholic because I like to drink, a variety of different libations and a lot of different spirits. But I'm a connoisseur. I don't ever drink the same crap, all the time. Anybody who drinks the same crap all the time is a freaking alcoholic. All right, I'll be the first one to say it. But this beer I'm drinking, I went from Red Stripe to High Life. Now this thing that I've got in my hand is called Catalina. Believe it or not, I bought this down there where my property is located at when I was down there this weekend. It's called Catalina. It's some Pura Cerveza. It's an imported beer from Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm from Texas. We got a lot of Mexicans walking around out here in Texas. So we got a lot of Mexican beers out here, and I'm a connoisseur. I like to patronize different spirits and different libations. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I like to think that I have a pretty good palate for making judgment calls to what a libation is, just purely on the taste. Just purely on the taste, baby. Anyway, I'm a connoisseur. I'm not an alcoholic ass clown. All right, let me go ahead and open up this bottle of Catalina. Open up this goddamn bottle of Catalina up in here. God damn it. Yeah, open up this goddamn bottle of Catalina right here, boy. Anyway, folks, I want to say cheers to everybody out here. We're talking about Hugo Chavez clinging to life in Cuba. As a matter of fact, speaking of open markets, Cuba, oh my God, that's another market that I'm waiting for, goddamn Fidel Castro and Raul Castro. I'm waiting for those assholes to die off. When those assholes die off, Cuba is going to be another financial opportunity for foreign investment, because that's what's going to happen, those people don't want to live under that stupid, dumb, ridiculous, still riding around in 1959 cars regime. You understand? You understand? They want to open up their markets. They want to live lavish. Look at the Cubanos. Look at the Cubanos in Florida. Let me tell you, people, if they want a template of how to bring yourself out of strife into, somewhat prosperity, or if not, wealth. Look at the Cubanos in Florida, all right? The Cubanos in Florida were, begging to get into the damn United States in 1980. You know what I mean? All right, they came in, they were given amnesty. Remember that Freedom Town refugee camp? It was a horrible situation. These were people that were fleeing Cuba. They came in, and what happened? Did they sit here and just piss and moan about it? No. They made businesses. They became reputable business individuals. They made capital. They own property out here. As a matter of fact, the Cubanos out here in Florida are actually the ones that are privately funding a clandestine operation against Fidel Castro and his regime. You understand? I can't wait for Cuba, to be open to private investment. Oh my God, that's going to be so beautiful. All right. The tropical islands out there. Just imagine the hotel condominium opportunities out there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, 646-652-482. This is for Cuba. Hey, for Cuba. For the death of Fidel Castro, for the death of Raul Castro, and the open markets of the Cuban country, all right? Well, I want to drink to Cuba, all right? That'd be excellent. That'd be great, man. Oh, Jesus Christ. There you go.